name urban Totebags. Size will be in pixels, 2000 by 2000. So what I want to have for the logo, I'm looking at something like this. Let me add a center guide and I can centralize this. So I want to have something like this, urban in the middle, and then a city at the bottom. I'll be designing this entire logo live. So urban, I need a font that is a little bit condensed. Is this okay? This is too much. This is to align it to the center. That way, while I'm changing fonts, it doesn't move off the screen. This is the sad part of having so many fonts. I'm trying to find the perfect font. It takes a while sometimes, so I'll make this faster. This looks better. Sometimes you have to manually make this spacing correct. It's not correct. This is the tool I used. And then I click the arrow, left and right, up and down. Let me make this. Makes sense. So I want to make this look like a, you see it now. So I want to look like this urban is wrapped around this circle itself. So in order to have that done, I'll first of all have this circle as map on the urban. So I pick this, then I weld it together, and I centralize it with the urban. Now I'll go here and pick this small arrow. I don't know why they haven't fixed it. Okay, and pick the envelope. I'll delete these 2 points and delete these 2 other points. Then I'll manipulate this to fit the map that I've already created. That's the reason for the map. The reason for the map is for you to have a guide. What I want to do next is I want to make this circle, this bent one now. I'll duplicate it. If I pick an object up with my right click and I drop it with the left click, it will duplicate it. So let's say I want to duplicate this here now. I'll just drop it with my right click. Can you see that plus? That's duplicated. I pick it up, I drop it with the next click, the right click. So I pick it with the left click and I drop it with the right click. I pick it with the left click and I dropped it with the right click. That's how to duplicate faster. So I zoom in. I want to have this circle like a little effect on top of the urban. So that's what will be used to cut the balance, the main big circle. I'll trim it. Remember, pick the knife before the bread. And I use this same swoosh at the bottom, and I want to make the bottom bigger. It's all preference actually. So I need the city vector that will be turned upside down inside that circle. I mean, cities are mostly like this, and this, maybe a smaller one. So what I want to do is, I want to, let's say this first. So what I want to do is, I want to be able to transform this rectangle as a path. So I'll first of all convert the object to an outline. Now when I double click it, I can edit the outline. No, let me just get a vector. I can't have access to vectors and be drawing. Let's check free pick. Maybe there's something there for us. So when you get an asset from FreePick, it comes in different formats. This is the format you need, the EPS format. So you drag it into your CorelDRAW and import the text as curves. And I ungroup it and make it smaller. So which one should we use? Let's see what this looks like with. This will work. So I want to change this outline to an object first of all before I can trim it. So I'll make it, it's okay, it is enough. Then I trim it. No, I first of all make it an object. Object, convert outline to object. Then I use the knife to cut the bread. I do the same here also. I use the knife to cut the bread. Then I command K to break everything apart. So I can delete this and this. Let's see what this looks like as black. I also want to make this not this bottom invisible. So I'll first of all trim it. Then I'll break it apart. Command K to break apart. So I trim it. Then I command K to break it apart. And then I command L to combine. What I did was, after trimming it, then I break it apart. Then I held shift to deselect the element I wanted to delete. And then I combine it again. That's it. We can actually choose to do with this one. If you can notice, this little imbalance, it would be nice to balance it. So what I would do is the same warp. I delete this, and I warp it a bit up. Then the next thing we want to do is to add colors to it. The owner said they want it colorful, so this one let's make it yellow. So add the gradient from here, and add the gradient to it. Now let's edit the colors. You can make this yellow. Make this. It's always ideal to pick the color from the original color, then you tweak from it. And I want to tweak this to look a little bit yellow. What makes emblems fine is the outline around them. So there's need for a boundary box outside of everything design. In order to get that done, I need to first of all combine everything. Then I'll add an outline to it. Now while I'm adding an outline, what I'm trying to look at is I need this to touch this. So it is closed together. Let me check 24. Yes, now this is it. But it isn't enough. For us to see how much it is, we can check the properties. And then we can send the outline to the back. Just still want to make it more actually. Yes, this is more like it. So now I just copied this. I was supposed to have duplicated this from the beginning, from when I took the decision to make it have a boundary before changing the color and combining. So now what I want to first of all do is I want to make this the same. So in order for me to manipulate this outline, I need to first of all convert the outline to an object. So my laptop kept on crashing over and over. I'm thinking the reason is because of these little dots here. They are consuming so much RAM. So what I will try to do is I will first of all take out the outline. Can you see? It is this small circuit that is consuming all the RAM and it's making my laptop slow down. So I will need to look for a way to add outline without having these circles involved. So what I'll do now is I'll first of all duplicate. Then I'll delete all this circle inside. Can you see how plenty they are? I'll delete it. Yes. The real one is still there. However, I'll be using this one for the outline. That way you don't have that laptop freezing and crashing stuff. I actually had to just leave the computer, go and sleep and think about how to get this thing solved. And it just came now. So as always, I convert to object, Command Shift Q, Control Shift Q, convert outline to object. So give it a while to do its magic. There's another way I do this. I really don't know why I didn't go through that route. But thank God this didn't crash the system. The other way to do it is, let me undo, because it might stress your system. You first of all bitmap it. The reason why it is happening is it is creating outline for each node, and the nodes here are plenty. Now compare the nodes here to the nodes here that has all these circles. So what you can do is to bitmap, convert it to bitmap. So that makes it a bitmap. Then you trace that bitmap. Tracing this bitmap will not take as much RAM as tracing the real outline. Okay, don't remove. Okay, you just check the settings here. Don't remove. Okay, yes. Then now that we have this, what we want to do is we want to make it a single color. So we ungroup it, Command U or Control U to ungroup. Then we weld it. This is to weld. Combine all objects into a single curve. Then we break it apart. Command K is break apart. Now it's all black. Then you weld it again. Then you move it down. What I want to do now is I have to manually make this button how I would like it to be. Let me delete this. I have to manually make this bottom how I would like it to be. So I want this to be pointed. Yeah, to do that, I will add a node in this middle here. Or let's see this one. No, it doesn't work. So to do that, I'll delete this node. Then I'll add a node at this point here. I'll double click here to add the node. It isn't the right shape. It is meant to be a line. So I'll click everything around here. And then I make it a line. What I now need to do next is I smoothen the curve. I flatten the curve. I hope you are staying stiff at home. This is my own way of staying safe at home also. It's just crazy. Yeah. H to move around. When I come to this side, I do the same thing also for the side. It's usually ideal since it is meant to look balanced, to copy from here and paste it there. That's the best way. So you copy this side, you intersect it, this is it here. Intersect will bring out parts where they both overlap. Command or Control and pull like this to get it exact size to this side. And then you look at it here. I mean, first of all, delete this rectangle and zoom in here. Then you look at it here. And that's it. So I will now combine this and this together so it's a single shape. Can you see it is two separate shapes? Now that we have this logo is done. The only thing outstanding is to add colors. In order to do the best justice to colors, it's usually ideal to go to Google and just look for colors. The client wants something bright, so I need to see what is happening in the bright segment of the marketplace. I actually like this one. Although the color is not exact, I'll work on the color, but I like this style. It's simple. So what I will do is I will just pick colors from here, then I'll improve the color to match what works for me. Deleting connecting nodes will make it smooth. For instance, can you see this little non-smoothness here? Deleting this middle node will make it smooth and flow better. And I come here and do the same thing. This side of the color chart is the sharpest of all the colors. All this side is the black and white. So this is desaturated and this is highly saturated. Now this is combine. Combine is not weld. Combine will combine it while weld will weld it together. This is what I mean. This and all of this together. If I want to combine this with this, I'll have this. But if I weld it, I'll have this. Everything will be welded into one. But I rather want to combine it. Combine is Control L on your keyboard. Let's undo that. Control L on your keyboard. So what I want to do is I want to have each of them on one single layer first, so I can put colors appropriately. Holding Alt on your keyboard will allow you drag without selecting what is on the screen. So if I want to drag from here now, instead of me having to go outside of the screen to come and drag it, if I hold Alt on my keyboard and I drag through, I will select what I want to select. So I want to deselect the tote bag. That way I will hold Shift and then Alt to drag through. So that will deselect the tote bags. Can you see? That's because I knew where they are. And I combine Command L. I can make this stay as white. Let's see. So I need to add another white outline outside of the emblem. You can see the way this one is. I'll make this 10. No, 10 is not enough. I can make this 16. 16 looks ideal. Then I make the outline color. Deleting connecting nodes makes it smoother, so it is nice to have it as smooth as possible. I use G to call out that gradient. G for gradient. Let's see what this is going to look like. Okay, this looks solid. Okay, you know what? Let's have two alternatives. But before we do that, let's first add a shadow to this so it has this depth of field. Shadows always add some personality to your design. So this is your shadow tool. Just pull it down. My best way to apply shadow is I usually apply two shadows. One big one, I command K to break it. Then I apply a second one. The second one will not be far away from it. It will be close to it, but darker. So I will reduce the feather to 6, maybe 5. Yeah. Then I command K again. So I move it up. The idea of this second shadow is for you to appear closer to the floor. And by the time you start designing mockups, you understand how all these shadows work. But I usually put shadows when I want to add more personality to it. Can you see? Yeah, that's it. So I duplicate this page. And I make an alternative of blue. Let's see whether the client will prefer blue or